Hey guys, it's Celestia, and it's time for the fourth and final episode of my print-on-demand series. For those of you who missed the first three, I've partnered with Gelato, the print-on-demand platform that I personally use for my art business, to create a 4-part series of videos teaching you guys more about how it works, how you can use it to start selling your own art, and what you need to know about getting started and setting it up. In the first episodes, which I encourage you to go watch if you're interested, I went over what print-on-demand is, the primary benefits it offers artists trying to turn their art into a side hustle or even a career, what sets Gelato apart as the best print-on-demand platform that I've personally used, how to create your first products, and how to price them. In today's video, I'm going to conclude the series by giving you some tips on how to do the hardest but also most fun part. Market your products so that people actually want to buy them, which isn't always easy, especially if you don't already have an established store, platform, or following. So there are quite a few of them, most of which are actually directed at artists who don't. The first piece of advice is to capitalize on what I consider to be the biggest advantage that print-on-demand offers, that you don't need to buy any actual physical stock. There's no upfront cost to you, no financial investment in any individual product that hasn't already been purchased by a customer. As I've explained in more detail earlier in the series, you put your design on a product, list the product for sale, and only pay the price for that product's creation once a customer actually buys it. This allows you to cater to popular trends in a way that other methods of sale wouldn't accommodate. If a certain style or type of product is currently trending, sure, you could buy 100 of that design or product and hope that you'll be able to sell them all while their popularity persists, or at least enough of them to make back what you paid for your initial stock. But there's still a huge risk that you won't, and you'll just have lost that investment because the trend wasn't popular for long enough for it to pay off. With print on demand, you don't need to worry about that at all. If you keep a close eye on trends, you can make art that suits them and put that art on products immediately at the peak of their popularity, benefiting from it without any risk of loss. Even when the popularity diminishes, you'll still have been able to make the most of the designs that you made without any leftover unsold stock that's essentially now just a loss. The next tip, discounts and sales are your friend. I mentioned in the pricing video that you always want to price your products at least high enough that you can offer a minimum of 10% off, which is for a multitude of reasons. The first and most obvious is that major sale seasons get people more interested in online shopping, and whenever possible you should try to get in on that by offering your own sales and entice them to your store too. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, spring sales, Boxing Day, and so on are excellent opportunities to sacrifice slightly lower prices for significantly more sales. Something it's important to advertise on social media at least a week in advance so that people know exactly how long they have to make their purchases at the discounted rates. It creates a sense of urgency for customers that tends to make them more inclined to buy your products than they otherwise would be, because they know they have no guarantee that they'll be able to get them at those prices again. This is something that can also be achieved by promoting certain products or product lines as limited runs, where people will only be able to buy them at all for a certain duration of time. That doesn't even require a discount, because the limited availability generates the buyer urgency on its own. For designs that you really like and feel like you might want to bring back again, you can always say that there's a chance of its future return to your store, but it's not guaranteed. Not dishonest, but it still opens the door for that possibility while still maintaining the urgency. But before we move past sale seasons, I also want to mention special occasions. I've made a lot of products in the past that are spooky or Halloween themed, and I always make sure to promote them specifically and heavily during the month of October. I even had a section of my store for them in particular for a while. That's mostly because I'm feral about Halloween, but the underlying concept is applicable to all types of designs and products. If you have some that would be uniquely appealing during certain holidays or occasions, make sure that you're not only promoting them more during those periods of time, but categorizing them together so that customers can easily browse them. This is the other primary way to generate buyer urgency alongside temporary sales. Capitalize on the fact that buyers are looking for gifts. Halloween aside, most occasions that get people shopping online are those that involve gifting: Father's Day and Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, and so on. If you have items that would make good seasonal gifts, you should always be promoting them intuitively and effectively during those seasons. It gives them additional value, not just as cool products on their own, but as solutions to the buyer's problems. In this case, the need to find gifts. That, by the way, is a very important thing to do when marketing your products at any time of the year. Give them value beyond just being things with pretty art on them. It's not just a shirt, it's a shirt that you can wear to a specific event or to represent a certain person, character, or idea. It's not just a sticker, it's a way to personalize your laptop or water bottle. It's not just a poster, it's a way to brighten up your bedroom and make it your own. You get people's attention with your art or design itself, and then you sell it to them by giving it a practical purpose. You make it usable in their everyday lives and show them examples of how it would be, which it's important to do through both the item's description itself as well as its presentation and promotion. For the description specifically, this point is exactly why it's important that you focus on more than the product's technical features, like what kind of cotton blend or paperweight they're made of. Include that, of course, but include it last for people who are actually interested in it enough to scroll to find it. Make sure the first paragraph of your description focuses instead on highlighting the selling points that your customers will primarily be interested in, its utility, how they can use it, and why they'll like it. When doing so, also consider SEO, or search engine optimization, and include keywords that have high search volume and low competition. There are tons of free online tools that let you research these, and they should ideally be included in the descriptions and titles of your listings, the alt text for your images, and the language used in your site itself and its description. Marketplaces like Etsy also let you add tags to your listings, which is another opportunity to boost your listings with SEO-friendly keywords. In terms of presentation, make sure that the images you use in your listings show how your products are being used, and not just generic mock-up images of what they look like. Show your stickers on the front of a laptop or a notebook. Show your t-shirt being worn by a person. Show your notebook being written in. Show your canvas or poster on the wall of an actual room, and so on. This brings me briefly to another piece of very related advice. Whenever possible, you should order a sample of the product that you're selling. It doesn't need to be every single product. I don't think you need to buy a sample of every single t-shirt that you sell, but I think it's a good idea to buy a sample of one of them if all of them are printed on the same material. Number one, it lets you ensure that its quality is up to par, something Gelato specifically excels with because they partner with the world's leading brands to ensure the best quality products and printing consistency. I was extraordinarily impressed with the canvas sample that I received from them of my comic cover, and it really reassured me when preparing to list similar canvas products on my store. Now I know how their canvas products actually look, and I don't need to order a million more samples to have confidence that they'll meet that standard of quality. Number two, having actual physical samples of your products allows you to take those photos that show them in use, which gives your customers more of that same confidence that you have and also showcase their utility. And as a bonus, you can take photos like I have for specific marketing and promotional purposes whenever needed, like this super subtle subliminal messaging I utilized here with my gigantic marketing brain, or this Halloween promotion I did. When presenting your products, by the way, both on social media and in the listings themselves, it's also important to do so with clear and recognizable branding. Whenever possible, try to make them consistent. Even if you're just using mock-ups, make sure you're using the same mock-ups, something that Gelato makes easy by offering a variety of options of their own when you're creating your products. When you're making custom graphics to promote your store or listings, make sure that you're generating brand recognition in the form of one consistent color palette, logo, font, and so on, so that customers associate your products with both your store and you as an artist. When it comes to promoting your work, you should try to do so across the widest possible range of social media platforms, and also tailor the way that you do so to each individual one of them. Have a carousel of every product in one collection or every variation of one item on Instagram, with stories on both it and Facebook promoting new items and sales. On Facebook specifically, having a brand page is much more helpful than Facebook's lack of current popularity with younger generations would suggest, and they also have very good targeted ads, something I'll come back to later. They also have a ton of community groups there that can be really helpful when promoting your products to specific audiences, so long as you confirm that they allow promotion. Short-form video can also help you get your stuff out there on TikTok and YouTube Shorts, especially if you show the design process or the products themselves being worn or used. You could also reach out to some influencers for this in particular, as some are open to showing off your products if you give them to them for free, although they may also charge a fee. Speaking of discount codes and Etsy, they let you make custom coupons and discounts, and my favorite one is the abandoned cart email coupon. If a customer adds one of your products to their cart and then leaves without checking out, you can set it up so that Etsy emails them a coupon for a discount if they come back and check out with it. It's incredibly effective, and mine has personally gotten me almost 100 sales since I implemented it. Coupon codes are also awesome for building brand loyalty and incentivizing past customers to come buy from you again, something that tends to be most effective in the form of email newsletters that they can sign up for. You can use them to promote new products and encourage people to sign up for them by promising that every once in a while, you'll send out a coupon code just for them. Obviously, you have to actually do that, though, otherwise you're just an asshole. You can also run paid ads on both social media and marketplaces like Etsy, which can definitely be very worthwhile for generating sales. But one piece of advice I would give is that if you don't have an established following for your art or your store yet, don't pay for targeted ads that just promote the store itself. Promote individual listings to targeted groups that you think will be interested in them in particular. And if you have items that are tailored to niche audiences, be sure to focus on them specifically. Also, don't start running ads on listings before those listings have been live for long enough for you to have figured out which ones are actually selling and which ones aren't. You don't want to invest in a listing that you think will be popular before finding out that actually no one is interested in it, but everyone is buying this other one of your products that you didn't advertise, but could have sold more of if you did. Finally, if you use Gelato specifically to sell your products, which I highly encourage that you do, they make it extraordinarily easy to monitor which marketing techniques are working for you and which ones aren't. You can regularly check on either the analytics of each individual store you have or the combined analytics of all of them. See the key metrics like your your revenue, profit margin, average order value, and number of orders, identify your top-selling products, visualize your sales trends over time, and track your growth and progress over time by comparing directly to previous periods. This is super helpful when it comes to determining which things you're doing are actually paying off, so that you know whether or not to keep them up or try something new. And that brings me to the end of my final episode of the Print on Demand series. It's been a pleasure to both work with and use Gelato for my own business, and I hope I've both given you some helpful insight into Print on Demand's viability for your art business, and shown you why I think Gelato is the best place to start using it. Big thanks to them for partnering with me for this series, and I really can't recommend them enough. If you click the link in this video's description, you can try it for free and get 30% off your first orders if made within 2 days of creating your account. So obviously go do that. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and special thank you as always to channel members Joseph Solomon, TC Pratt, Haruki Saluzzo, Extinction Animation, Lorik Darkbolt 9481, Kazuna Endy, Grey Jazz, Drawing Amongst Stars, Another Foxboy, Pale Star Poppy, and Cybertory VT, as well as patrons Batman, Kyle Lowe, Kenny Yen, Crazy Azar, Gentong, MG, Blom H, TC Pratt, Celine Moongazer, Eldritchia, The Stray Dog, Decagon, Jenny Chan, Cat Buzz, Lucy Yamajiki, Selena Bibi, Pride A, Peel, Wingtang Wong, Marie Greer, Potato, Jazz, Voidwalker, Latte Tabby, Christian Cook, Adam Suroviet, Storiaki, Varius, Hailstorm, Emo Queen Jules, Show, That's It, Craig, Scarlet Flame 234, The Names Are Gone, Luuka Owo, Art of Amethyst Fable, Maho Stars, Kuro Yusha, and No Name, and I'll see you in the next one.